Hello and welcome to my channel, and for those of you who are new, remember to hit that subscribe button. For those of you who hit the like, share and subscribe button and follow my information monthly or when I put up the new and full moons, I greatly appreciate those likes and comments that you are leaving. It helps support the channel and continue the channel to grow. But today I thought I'd jump on quickly to talk about the Mercury retrograde that's happening, because it is a fairly intense energy, because we have had a very intense February. I've been doing a lot of clients and within their readings, and the main reason I wanted to jump on is there is a lot of confusion around at the moment. We have the Mercury retrograde energy, which I'm going to talk about in a minute for you. But doing readings, the karmic card keeps coming up. We are really for 2020 closing out karmic cycles. I am noticing, it doesn't mean it has to be, but if something has come up from you, it feels like February is the start. So whatever's coming up, it is getting you to look at those karmic cycles or lessons that you need to look at and decide whether you're closing out or resetting, reinventing, or closing out or not, okay? It's up to you what you do. But just be mindful, we're going to have this energy throughout 2020. Personally, my readings are birthday to birthday, so I'm finding I had this month a lot of February people coming for their birthday read or feeling they needed some clarity or information, and interestingly enough, every single reading without fail, ending karmic cycles came up. So I found that very interesting. Hence, if you listen to my last full moon reading, but there's a lot of information in that, so go back and have a listen to that. But let's talk about this Mercury retrograde that's happening, because the start of February was what we call like a shadow period of a Mercury retrograde, like the building up, the stirring up beneath, what's beneath, under the shadows, what's hidden. And then we have a Mercury retrograde that has happened on the 16th, 17th, okay? Now, what is a Mercury retrograde? Now, Mercury rules communication. So it's how we communicate. It's how we process that communication, okay? And retrograde means it's going backwards. So that's why you hear a lot of things about Mercury retrograde, that you can have missed communication. You might send something and have to resend it or redo it. It can, communication has to do with technology, computers. So think of anything that we send out in communication, or how, like a computer or electrical or anything like that, and it gets affected when Mercury retrograde goes backwards. So there's a lot going on here, because I'm going to talk about the Pisces and the Neptune and what's going on with all the themes at the moment, particularly for this month of February with this Mercury retrograde, because there's a follow-on from all these karmic cycles. So let's get into it. So just keep in mind, Mercury rules communication, how we communicate. When it's going forward, we're communicating well, we're thinking clearly, clarity, people understand our messages. When it's going backwards, we may have the opposite. So most people, when they hear a Mercury retrograde, they go, oh no. But the positive side to Mercury retrograde is it gives you the opportunity to go back over something. It gives you if you've been working on something a long time, you may launch in a Mercury retrograde because you've been previously going over it and over it and over it, perfecting it, or making sure everything's done properly, or working out all the issues that have come up. So you can launch something in a Mercury retrograde if there's been preparation, or you've already launched it and you want to go back in and update or upgrade or change some information. If it was a contract, it was usually say don't sign contracts in Mercury retrograde, but if it's something you've already been doing or searching or looking, an example might be you've been looking and looking and looking for houses, and all of a sudden in a Mercury retrograde that thing pops out of nowhere and you're like, oh my God, here it is. that's it. You know, I didn't see that. It's come up in a Mercury retrograde. So all we say with contracts and signing things is go over the fine print. Go over your resources, why you're doing it, your intentions, and really tune in there, because it is okay to do something in a Mercury retrograde, but there's two things. You're either reviewing and get a chance to redo it, renegotiate, reorganize the information, or have a conversation that you can explain in a different way or a better way, or it needs, you know, another explanation or understanding. So we have that. Then we have the contracts. I just review the contract. Okay, if you really have to sign something, if it's been ongoing, it's fine. If it's brand new or you're launching something, as long as there's been research, or go over the fine print. Okay. Now the other thing is, yes, retrograde brings back the past. It brings back the past people, places, or situations for unfinished business, something you didn't learn, something that needs to be revisited, whatever it is for you. That's what a Mercury retrograde can bring back the past, or bring in something from the past. Okay, so just remember that. Now this Mercury retrograde in February the 16th 2020s, and it goes right through till the 10th of March, 9th, 10th of March, something like that. What it's bringing up all month, and this is to do with the karmic cycles I'm seeing, but this retrograde has started to bring up or start emerging themes or situations or feelings or emotions, okay, that need to be re-looked at. Okay, so the retrograde takes you on a bit of a journey. We have to remember that. A retrograde comes in and goes, okay, we're going to go on a journey now, and we're going to go back over into things. So really look at the pre before a Mercury retrograde. What are the themes coming up? What are whether they're confrontations, fears, disagreements, insecurities, what are the things in your face? Okay, where are you uncomfortable? Because Mercury retrograde does go back over and bring it up, shakes it up a bit. Okay, so but the theme here, we have retrograde. Mercury retrograde, it's in Pisces. Now Pisces rules, it dives very deeply into the subconscious, okay, imagination. It's dreamy. I wrote some notes here. And by the way, we've got 4 planets in Pisces around through February and in around that retrograde. So Pisces will take you very deep, very deep. It's the invisible. It's the feelings. There's no boundaries. So, you know, Pisces can do escapism. Addictions can come up. Deceptions, secrets, the shadow, the hidden, illusions, delusions that you are living under. So a retrograde might be bringing all that up for you, and you're starting to feel uncomfortable, and you're starting to feel your insecurities then come up. You could have disagreements with someone, or confrontation. And confrontation doesn't mean arguments. It can be that, you know, I have to bring this up again, or we have to discuss this again. So that look at what's coming up for you, because everyone's chart is different. Everyone's natal chart. Mercury retrograde could be hitting you wherever Pisces or Neptune or these planets are in your chart. So you need to know your natal chart, or if you don't want to and you don't, then you'll know what's currently coming up for you. That's the house that it's hitting. And it's saying, come on, have a look. You know, Mercury retrograde can reveal secrets, patterns and beliefs that you've fallen into, that systems you've fallen into, that you're living an illusion in them. You think they're working, or you think it's the best way, or, you know, we've got all that. So there's this, you know, churning, which Now, I want to talk about the churning that's been going on, because this is the other reason I wanted to bring up. A lot of people are suffering this month or feeling more anxiety than ever. Even a bit of depression. They've been saying, oh, I'm more depressed than normal, or, you know, I'm really not happy, and I'm normally a really happy person. They're feeling this heaviness, and retrograde can bring you back in, okay? Pisces is the inner, okay? A deep dive into the inner, okay? So, and we have Neptune there, and Neptune can make you foggy, okay? So there's not a lot of clarity at the moment. And you know what, with Neptune, it kind of, what I'm trying to see how to explain this, Neptune can bring a cloud or a fogginess. So, you know, you may not have all the information yet. Now, retrograde takes us back to look at the information, dig more information, go over the information. Another bit of information can come in for you that you weren't aware of. Okay, so this is really good. But the Neptune's kind of making it a little bit harder to access that information at the moment. Pisces is making us go very deep. And as I said, we've got 4 planets in Pisces. And to me, Neptune's dreams and your soul energy and your soul contract, you know, this is deep. This is a deep retrograde. Okay, so if you're feeling or experiencing anxiety, depression, uncomfortableness, there's a churning. There's a churning that's making us uncomfortable, okay? And Pisces, you know, it's the higher realm. It's, you know, connecting in beyond, quantum. So we can feel a little out of control in that as well with our energy, which could bring a feeling of anxiousness, okay, because there's no boundaries. When we're feeling anxious, we're feeling that we're a little out of control, we're not feeling any grasp or grip on anything, and we're feeling a little bit out of bounds or boundless, okay, no boundaries. So we have to watch a lot of that energy at the moment. If you have sensitivities there or issues with heightened sensitivities to things, like anxiety, like depression, like we all can feel, and it's not just, we all feel, I don't want to use the word unsafe, but we feel an unsettledness. That's the word. It's an unsettledness when we're in that, you know, Piscean energy, or maybe even Aquarian energy, which we're moving out of, out of the Aquarian into the Piscean, or we moved into the Piscean, we were in the Aquarian. But it's been a month or two of that very unsettled energy. Great for creativity, great for inspiration, okay? Great for expanding, all right? But it can feel a little unsettling, a little scary, okay? We're not sure where it's going. We haven't got all the information. It's not clear. So just remember this. Pisces is the deep subconscious, so perfect for healing, perfect for doing your deep subconscious clearing work. You're delving to the bottom to find the block or the cause. So it's a great healing time. It really is. And, you know, healing is going into those quantum energies, quantum thoughts, visions, insights, all of that. So the Pisces is deep subconscious inner world. Okay, it's the bottom of the mind, and Mercury is like, it brings up retrograde, brings up what's lurking in the shadow, what's hiding, and all of this is only for your evolution. It's only to help you grow and move and evolve. Okay, so remember that. That's what's going on. And so if you're finding you're having some difficulties emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally. Just understand this. These energies are pushing you to go beyond and heal. Go beyond and bring up that issue. Go beyond and bring up, trying to bring up or make you look or learn that piece of information or dissolve an illusion or a delusion that you're living under. And it is only trying to help you. Okay, so do your grounding in this energy. I really feel it's really important to ground in this energy. And a lot of people can feel tired or exhausted in energy or retrograde energy. Okay, and whenever we're doing emotional work, it's draining or exhausting on a different level. It's a deeper inner level. Okay, where you need quiet time. Mercury retrograde wants you to slow down. Reevaluate, have a look, sit still and let that stuff come up that you weren't aware of. We've got Neptune making everyone a little bit foggy, everything a bit clear. But the good news is by the 25th, we have the Sun at 6 degrees, Mercury 6 degrees. Mercury's our communication. The sun's shining a big light on your subconscious. So you're going to have an amazing illumination. It's going to light up this retrograde issue. So whatever came up for you in Mercury retrograde, by the 25th, you may have an epiphany, a revelation. There might be some light shone on a person, place, or situation that gives you that piece of information, that clarity, that aha moment, the piece of the puzzle that all makes sense. Okay? And before that, it was making you do the work and do the delving and bringing up the emotions. So you will have clarity around an issue, and you'll have clarity from the confusion of Neptune, because Neptune likes to confuse you, okay? And then March the 4th, Mercury's going into Aquarius, so it's moving signs. And then on the 10th, Mercury actually goes direct, forward. So more clarity, communication's clear, you're clear, you've processed things. So the major aspects of this Mercury retrograde is going to show you to go very deep, very inward, clearing illusions, delusions. It's actually connected to collective karma. I forgot to add that in. Pisces is connected to the collective karma, hence the readings and all the karma card coming up, and the activation of closing out karmic cycles for 2020 has begun. So I just wanted to add that in quickly. I forgot to add that in. So anywhere you're trying to do escapism, illusions, delusions, addictions, anywhere you're secrets, deceptions, you or others, or illusions and delusions about how you're living and what you're living and what you thought was working and what wasn't. They're all coming up. All right, so be ready to face it. Mercury retrograde is taking you back in, back deeper to get to the bottom, to bring it out. Okay, yes, it is going to make you uncomfortable. Okay, yes, you are going to have heightened awareness, heightened sensitivity. So sit, be still, slow down, center yourself. Okay, and then by the end of the month, you are going to get clarity. Hence, the next evolution of your journey, or the piece of information you needed to move forward. So it's all good. All right. Now, excuse me. I pulled some cards, and they're beautiful cards from the Archangels and Ancestors Oracle cards by Kylie Gray. Okay, they're very beautiful. And I pulled some cards about what Mercury retrograde was bringing through. And first of all, I got the beautiful card of Father Sky. Okay, so what did we talk about? The higher realms. Pisces will take you beyond connection, the creator. Okay, trust in the unknown, because all of February you're going to feel like you're in the unknown. It's not clear. Trust in what you're receiving, visions, messages. Go beyond. Okay, the illusions, the beyond, the Father Sky, the creator lifts the veils of illusions and delusions. You need to connect into your God, your creator, your universe, your source, your Buddha, whoever it is that you connect into. Tap into this. This is where you need to go. Pisces will take you there and show you and have some amazing revelations, healings, clearings, activations, alignments, transmute, transform. You can go beyond. Okay, the second one, eagle, see from a higher perspective. So here we go, Father Sky. Whatever's going on for you this month and this Mercury retrograde through to the 10th of March 2020 is trying to show you the bigger picture, another perspective, a higher perspective, different information you weren't aware of. Maybe you had a vision and they're showing you a much better vision. Okay, so these are beautiful cards, and they're the higher realm cards. The eagle sees from a much higher perspective. It's evolution, quantum, standing on top of the mountain looking down over, and the only way to get there is to be connected up higher than you have been before. And then we have the beautiful crow here, or raven, and it's release the old and rest. And what did we say? Mercury retrograde was all about slowing down, going inward, the inner. Pisces is taking you very deeply inward. You need the quiet time, the slow down, the rest. And the crow and the raven is known to bring you some messages from the other side. Okay, so from the spirit realm. Okay, it's a messenger and it oversees as well. So, and the crow, a lot of people think negative about the crow, but if the crow comes in when you're doing a healing or healing work, it's actually protecting you from anything negative, lower vibration, or darker energies, or psychic hooks or anything like that. So what we have there is really Piscean, deep inner work, quantum, beyond, real 12th house stuff, moving you through illusions and delusions. And that's why with the higher realms we can go into escapism, okay? And mind you, this Neptune and Pisces energy, and this is all about dissolving barriers so that you can go beyond. Pisces is about dissolving barriers. Okay, no barriers. No, that's why we feel ungrounded, or it's in the quantum world, inner world. Okay, so we'll just pull 3 more cards and we'll get a message for Mercury retrograde for the collective. Okay, the overall collective energy for this Mercury retrograde. And there was one other message that I got, and I don't know why I have to say this again. I think I said this in one of my last readings, but 2020, the big theme of that is learn from it or learn it again. So, whatever's coming up for you right now, it's trying to evolve you, trying to lead you out of illusion and delusion. And showing you, wow, yeah, okay, this is amazing. Now, what we just said about Father Sky, the quantum, connecting to the creator, the beyond, the source energy, going higher, high perspectives, releasing the old, resting. This is about you really stepping into your power. Taking that, she's sitting back. She's sitting back in her chair. She's observing. She can take action. She's using, it's like she's oozing an inner power, is what I'm saying. And she's sitting back in that. She's observing, to me, just for this reading. I'm not saying that's the definition of the card. I'm channeling through. And, she's sitting back. She's resting, but she's in her power. She's going inward here. She's very inward, okay? Setting a higher perspective. We must do that from love, okay? Connection to love, offering love. And I think that card's sort of saying too that the reason we're doing this is we want to move into more connection, more love, more romance, more happiness, more joy, more connection, heart, okay? With the giving, receiving, vice versa, we need that. And look, we've got the High Priestess here on the end. Now, she is using her intuition. You know, she runs from her intuition. Pisces rules the intuition, okay? She's sitting back, but she can have secrets. Secrets can be revealed under the High Priestess. The hidden can be, but she is super intuitive. She's sitting quietly, going inward, using her intuition. She kind of knows the answer. She's processing the answer before she speaks. Mercury retrograde, inward. Before she speaks it out, before she gives you the answer, before you finish asking her the question, she's already processed and heard the answer within, okay? These are all very within, sitting back in her power, thinking, sitting back, having things revealed to her. Now, generally a card of action, you know, she can take action, the Wands. But to me, she's not in this reading. And she's watching. And the High Priestess is revealing some secrets, some information, and it's deeper intuitive stuff, deeper inner knowing, the hidden, the subconscious, the unknown. And this will be offered, this information will be offered. And it's so funny because all I keep looking at in this card, and this is not what this card's about, but it is in this reading, I'm getting the messages from the pictures. They give me a message. Look at the Neptune clouds. Look at he trying to offer and bring in information or love or connection or a message or an offer or the love or whatever the next piece is that you need. But look at the clouds. Very cloudy, very foggy. Now that's not the normal description of that card. So don't get all sending me comments about it. I channel my information. Sometimes I do read traditional tarot, but when I do other work and channel through, I get messages from the pictures, and they won't be about the card. It'll be the messages that I need to get. Everybody needs to make a decision, or life's unbalanced, where it's unbalanced, or you can't make a decision at the moment, okay? So sit back, sit back. There's more information to get, okay? Yep. Everyone's, whatever information comes in for you, or the piece of the puzzle, piece of the pie, piece of information, illusion, you know, the veil's lifted, whatever comes in for you after the cloudy Neptune energy, it's going to make you see from a different perspective. Okay, you're going to look beyond what you could see. He's standing right out on the ledge of a rock. So what's behind him? He's now looking forward, beyond, into the unknown. What is it fallen under? Trust in the unknown. See from a higher perspective. What's he doing? Trying to see from a higher perspective. Or information's offered so that you can see more that you didn't see, or seeing from a higher perspective. Love it. Love it when the cards do that. And then you have all the information, the intuition, the revealed. But towards the end of the month, you'll have more clarity, and you'll have clarity, and it's come from that deep intuition, past all those negative or uncomfortable or things you needed to resolve or dissolve or unclear in your subconscious. Free from that, so that the intuition is very clear, and now you're the Chariot. You're back in control. Chariot's direction. Okay, you're in control of the Chariot. It's moving fast. You can move forward now, and that's the end of the month. That's around illumination of what's come up in retrograde. So you are going to get your clarity. You are going to move forward. And this has fallen right on the last card about the Mercury retrograde going direct. So there you have it. The cards are even backing it up. So we had the information from the planets of astrology. We had some channeled information coming through. And then I decided to pull some cards. And everything that I said and then channeled and then pulled in the cards has backed each other up. So there you have it. Hopefully this helps you understand Mercury retrograde and what's going on for February 2020 Mercury retrograde. And just honestly be patient and have a look at what is coming up, what's emerging for you around this time. Okay? Do your work. Do your clearing, keep grounding, and know this is going to pass, okay? And you will have come out with a clearer intuition, a higher perspective, releasing of the old. That's all that's happening with Mercury retrograde, and more trust in the unknown, which is more intuitive ability, expansion, and growth. So thank you for listening. Remember to hit that like button. Thank you for your support and have a lovely rest of the month.